What's up, kids? This is Nick D from the Mighty Fall. Before we get started on today's episode, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about a gig we got coming up in September. Right now, it's the only thing that we got because we got a whole lot of pre-pro for new songs and videos and all manner of nonsense. So we're playing at the Met in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and that is September 6th. Thank you. September 6th at the Met in Pawtucket. We're playing with Inspirit, which is sort of kind of Vanna.
It is, but
it's Vanna, kind of. If you like Vanna, then boy, if I got a gig for you, we're pretty much playing with Vanna. So that's pretty sweet. I'm excited about that. If you like mid 2000s, late 2000s panic chord action, boy howdy, you are going to feast, and that'll be something. And that's the show, and we'll see you then, perhaps. And here comes the actual show. All right, what up, kids? Hello. It's a very special episode of Rock Bottom with the Mighty Fall.
Every episode is special.
Every episode is special.
We're all special.
Yeah.
You certainly are.
Yes, you are. He's our special boy, and we love him for it. And we got another, perhaps a familiar face if you've seen, basically if you've seen us play, or if you've seen the video for I Am Providence. We got the one, the only Ben Kinch on the show.
What's up, everybody? Yeah. Star of the video.
Good to see you. How are you?
Ben was an actor in our in the video for I Am Providence. He died. He is
and came back to life.
A hard-ass mosher for the boys. And he's the eternal homie, and we went to his wedding. So
That's
it only
true.
seemed
I got really wine drunk at his wedding.
It only seemed right to have him on the show. So
You both got fucked up at his wedding. You guys are.
Brother.
I mean, granted, I got
The
fucked up at the
bartender
end.
said wine
but,
was free,
yeah.
and I said, "I hear you."
So-
and then I forgot everything
The
else.
mission was accomplished by everybody at this
100%.
table.
as a point of clarification, it was at a winery.
Yes.
So
Yep.
The bar was cash except for the wine, which was free.
Beer was free too.
Yes, I
For
got.
me.
I have. That's the most wine drunk I've ever been in my
Yep,
fucking
100%.
life, dude. We're just me and him are just like purple teeth.
Yeah, we were. It was, you know, like when you see pirates, they just start swaying back and forth and singing. Yeah, that was basically me.
On
and
top
him.
of the margaritas after the fact.
Wow.
I didn't make it. I barely made it that far.
I made it that
Those
far.
flickering ass lights. It felt like that scene in Men in Black where Will Smith is made to think that he's been drinking for hours, and they wake up in that Asian restaurant.
Dude,
That's what that felt like.
That flashing light made me more fucked up than the wine.
Yeah.
Like if I went into that room sober, I would have been okay. But because I was already into it, that flashing light, I was like, I gotta eat these nachos and go to bed or whatever the fuck.
And the nachos were such a mistake too. Honestly, everything that we ate there was such a fucking mistake. It was so greasy. It was so nasty.
Hey, I slid down 4 margaritas and
I felt
I don't remember
completely-
anything
You're
else after.
nuts.
I felt
You're
fine
nuts.
until the nachos, and then as soon as I had 2 bites, and oh no.
Well, you were talking Metallica to everybody who would listen.
Oh, yeah.
Relatives,
Oh,
was
my
I?
God,
groomsmen.
yes.
100%.
Yes.
That sounds about right.
Definitely wait staff there. Everybody was getting. Everyone was getting a Metallica history from.
Yeah,
from
you were
it was
genuinely
great.
we were
accosting people.
We were apologizing to our waitress for him.
That was
it was
very
we're
funny.
we're sorry for
Hey,
him.
there-
Our son's not behaving.
Hey, there were some great photos though.
Spay
Oh,
your
if you
pets.
and Caruso,
our
phenomenal.
Oh my god, I need to get that at some point.
The video of you cracking my teeth with the glass.
Also great.
It was that.
Hardest wedding mosh pit of all time.
That's true.
If
Genuinely,
I can say
yes.
that myself.
That
That's
was
true, yeah.
the most fun reception that I've ever fucking been to.
That was pretty good.
That's for sure. And
that was pretty good.
We'll go. I'll go to my grave. Ben has never not thrown a good party. So
Yeah, and I'm kind of fucked because my wedding is eventually probably gonna be the next one, and I gotta
Fucking hope so.
very
At this
high.
point,
I got a very high bar.
We'll bring
to
the
hit.
same energy.
Oh yeah,
high
I'll
fucking
crowd
bar,
kill
dude.
relatives. I'll crowd whoever
High
you
bar.
want to. Let me
High
know.
bar.
Light them up. I'll knock them down.
swinging on Granny.
all you gotta do
my
is
family's
here.
100%
I'm leaving
not as
with
cool as yours.
dentures. I'm leaving with dentures as a
all
souvenir.
you gotta do is just do free wine. That's all. That's all it took.
What do I look like? I made of money.
Get a couple boxes of Franzia.
Oh, Tour de
Fuck
Francia,
that,
baby.
Tour de Francia.
Fuck that. They're getting barefoot.
You're good to go.
They're getting barefoot. They're going to take the free shit and like it.
Yeah, that's true. If it's free, it's for me, baby.
Now, speaking of Metallica, man, I just keep going through these set lists. This shit is nuts.
We're looking at the no repeat weekends. In case you haven't noticed, this is a bullshitting episode.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%,
we figured after the Capulet one last
Yeah.
week that it'd be easier to maybe give it a little bit more of a lighthearted
And
one.
my face is here, so
Yeah.
I'm the lighthearted.
Nice little
Yeah.
decompressor between that and we're you know what, we can talk about this because we're kind of deep into it, like without getting too far into like band stuff before the tunes are done. We're nuts deep in doing another record right now.
Yes, sir.
It's a face melter.
Yeah, we're done
top to bottom.
Oh, Ben's heard it. So Ben's heard the demos.
Spoilers.
So
Ben and the ladies
it's
attached
real.
to us are the only civilians that have heard it. So
we can attest to it being real.
yeah.
Or we got backup on it. 8 tunes. We're done writing music.
Could be
so
more.
now we're just tightening up the demos and getting ready to
Start some lyrics.
Get cracking on lyrics. And,
We're not a one album local
yeah.
band.
We're not gonna
Me
do one
too.
record and break up. Thank God.
Thank
Record,
God.
this is technically record 3.
It is.
Oh, you cut
Yeah.
the EP. You cut
Of course
the
I
EP?
do.
I mean, that's not
it's something we released with songs on it,
That's
isn't it?
true,
true.
but like, there's
All
a
right then.
Oh, that's a good question. So, is there a big difference between an EP and an LP?
Yes,
I think
the
yeah,
length,
okay.
the length of it.
Runtime.
The runtime.
runtime.
Well, you know what I mean.
Well,
but
if we're going strictly on that,
It's
that
track length, isn't it? We're not
it's-
track.
it's
track count,
overall.
isn't it?
It's overall runtime, generally speaking. An album would be typically over. I think it's like 35 minutes or something like that.
yeah.
Wow,
Which
so we
means
just
that
made it on fucking filmed.
Yeah, filmed is the only one that has actually met the qualifications of being a full length album. If we're going strictly on that, I think of it more like an EP is like an EP is like 3 to 5 songs.
I would say 6
Yeah.
and under. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's usually where I'd fall with
but
that.
what do
Yeah.
you think? So would you count EP towards the official? I mean, it's official
To me,
music, but yeah.
What's the part?
Well, because there's I guess an album by Bellwitch which clocks in at like one song at like an hour and like 20 minutes or
Oh,
something
I've
like
seen
that.
those.
Sleep, same thing. Dope Smoker is
Right,
an hour.
Smoker,
It's
yeah.
one song.
Like,
It's an
as
hour
a
long.
general rule of thumb, yeah, to me it's more song amount than it is length.
Yeah.
So I agree with like the 3 to 5 range EP. Anything above that is a full length release.
Yeah.
So we got 8 tunes. It's shorter than the first EP.
It is.
Do we time it out? Is it
20
shorter?
It is.
As it stands
By
right
a
now.
couple of minutes.
It's 21 minutes as it stands right now.
Yeah.
All right, so we're back, and
All right.
the fucking camera fell over, and
The sky is falling.
I don't know if we did anything wrong. Don't call attention to the technical difficulties. That didn't happen.
Well, apparently there's a Metallica tribute band called Some Kind of Metallica.
Oh, very good.
Some
We
kind of monster?
we gotta watch Some Kind of Monster.
yeah,
it was-
I've
yeah.
never,
How many
I've
times are
never
we going to
seen
do
it.
that?
So I've watched that film, not just for our little podcast
Yeah.
we did, but even before then, at least 15 times.
Yeah, I've seen that movie more than
like,
almost any other
religiously.
movie, to be honest
Probably
with you.
like a cult-like sort of deal.
Yeah.
I can recite things. I think Nick and I still
Yeah.
do it to this day. That's where folk comes from.
Oh,
still to
speaking
this
of
day.
which, back in September they played Dirty Window.
Ew.
Again, like you're spitting,
That's not
you're
a
spitting
bad
in my
riff.
face
That's
if you're
not-
playing
Oh,
that.
but that's not a bad riff, though, dude.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
but
not a
it's not
song that
a-
I want to pay $100-something to see live.
Yeah,
Absolutely
Get it out
fucking
of my
not.
face.
The only song
Yeah.
off of that album that gets a pass live is Frantic.
Even then.
That's the only song that
That's-
gets a pass live.
That's at a push.
Maybe Unnamed Feeling?
I
I know I never played it
stop
many
Stop
years.
it. Stop it.
I'm
No,
not,
but
okay,
stop
no, I'm not going to do
it.
this. I
Give
know
me
we're
the
not
hits.
doing this.
Give me the hits or give me death.
No, I was going to say when
We
you know
are-
our whole part. No,
Well,
we're not doing
doing
this for another day.
I like a couple of deep ones and like odd choices.
Sweet Amber?
Yeah,
I
I
would
like
take
it
the
too,
lyrics
but
are
I don't like
I would
paying
take Sweet Amber.
out the nose for it.
It's almost an okay song.
But like, all right, like this
That's
one has.
I don't want to see it.
Like this has Holier Than Thou.
That's not
Okay.
It's like
okay. That's
I'm literally just going through all of their different set lists and just seeing like the random shit that they're pulling out.
Just play Battery and let me go to bed, man.
For
Hey, you know what's
fucking
funny?
real.
Guess what they
Particularly
haven't played in
because
all of the
it's-
set lists I've looked at. Battery.
Oh, well, then that just means
I'm
they're
gonna
waiting
need
for
to
us,
speak
dude.
to a manager about that one.
Well, you know what
It's their
though?
best
Someone get
song.
Lars on the fucking phone.
It's their thrashiest song.
Yeah. For me, really, the Metallica thing
fight
is
that.
forgive me, and I know how you, but it bears repeating. Is
Here we go.
it's just it's a after dinner mint for seeing Pantera, and you know what? And
true.
we should
Oh,
just
that's
start.
true.
Yeah.
We should just start doing a like a ping of like
How many times you mentioned Pantera on this podcast?
if I can get through an episode without talking about Pantera, and we just fail. You know?
Zach, can you cut together a reel of all of the different times he said Pantera?
No chance.
That's too much work.
That'd be fun,
don't make him work anywhere he needs to. Right?
Make it a great hit.
Start doing a drinking game about it.
Okay, so back in August of 23, they played Battery.
Yeah,
so we're overdue for it.
They played it when I saw them at Boston Calling in 22.
Oh, yeah, they played it. No, did they play Battery when we saw them at MetLife?
No, it's for Fire. Because it was one
Worth
of the
it.
two.
They always
just
do
way
one
worth
of
it.
the. It's like they do one of the
And
other.
as long as they too. They swap out the three of them.
They did, yeah.
Worth it.
It's like whatever heaviest song from the three best albums.
Yeah.
They'll do one of them.
Fight Fire with Fire is my favorite Metallica song.
It's a banger.
Ever. So the second that I heard that intro start, I think I almost ripped his beard off his face.
I know. Because I remember you were shaved. I was like, holy shit.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I got so excited.
Dude, it's blacking for me all day.
You know what's funny? You were saying earlier about Night One's have Pantera on it. So how many people you think are going to big time Metallica and bail after Pantera plays? I actually think it'll be a lot.
If we're lucky, the entire crowd will, and then we can just have Metallica all to ourselves.
Depending on what their set looks like.
The Pantera set?
Yeah.
You want to find out?
No, depending on what the Metallica set looks like.
Well, no one's going to know until they start playing.
Well, that's the thing is if it starts being a little poopy.
Nothing's poopy. Come on.
I think post Pantera, brother.
The Pantera.
I already lost the game here, so
I know
the Pantera set list is exactly what we wanted
talking about it. Oh, I know. I'm aware.
I don't know if anybody else wants to know it ahead of time.
How many? I just want to know how many.
12.
Oh wow.
Assuming this is consistent. Actually, no. Hang on. That's not.
It is mostly.
That's not from the Metallica dates, though. Hang on. Have they played any of the Metallica dates?
Planning to
yes,
misbehave.
they've already started. I think
I was going to say they must have.
They must have
because it's in less than a month.
Yeah,
it's less than a month. They were going out. Yeah, they have to.
Let me see if I can find the M72 tour shows. Hang on.
Yeah,
because those are the ones that we want to look at. Everything else doesn't really.
I don't think they're really mixing it up, to be honest.
I don't think so either. I think that they're.
It's
they
pretty
probably.
much the same
look at this.
song.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Songs. Yeah,
it's literally all the same.
You're going to see what you want to hear,
which is what matters. Yeah,
like I said, I'll tell you what it is, but it's fucking perfect.
More for him. I mean, I love him too.
He already knows.
I'm aware.
He already knows.
I can already probably.
Don't start with me. I fucking knew. I've known this for years.
So let's just get this out of the way. A New Level.
Yep.
Mouth for War.
Yep.
Strength Beyond Strength.
Brother.
Becoming.
Yes.
With Throes of Rejection outro.
Fuck yes.
Ooh.
Unbroken. With
Yes.
By Demons Be Driven outro.
Yes, brother.
5 Minutes Alone. This Love. Floods. Walk. Domination. Hollow. Like mix. Cowboys and fucking Hostile.
I've always loved the breakdown.
That's pretty much all you need.
Yep.
What else could you ask for?
I love, and then how Vinny just changes it, with the different. God!
We got him
so
going.
good.
I can feel the heat rating on right now.
That's good.
He's gonna
shit.
start poking you
For where they're at right now, it's like as good as you could really ask for.
Yeah,
that's all I need. I mean, I don't need anything else.
They were popping in the most recent stuff. They're popping in Suicide Note Part 2 in there.
I was just going to say the only thing I would change
shit.
is if I could get that in
which
there.
is genuinely the hardest song on earth.
Yeah, I came in.
It is that is fight music, brother.
That's a fight. That's a
the
fight
whole
song.
time.
Can we just bring a copy of our album and just throw it at Phil while he's up there?
You don't want it.
What's your favorite fight song?
Suicide Note Part 2.
Wait. Are we talking Fight the Band? Rob Halford's
No.
band actor?
Like you hear it and
no one was thinking.
You
about
hear it and
Fight
you
the
want
Band,
you're going to
dude.
rip the floorboards off the
I know,
ground
I'm
and beat
making a
someone.
joke.
I got one. Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
Yeah, I mean, yes. No,
Yeah.
That song immediately makes you want to kick a hole in the door.
The end of Suicide Note Part 2, especially on if you watch any of the old the 90s live stuff where Phil was just screaming his fucking balls off when they bring that part
I love
back.
heroin.
That is that makes me want to punch God in the face, dude.
I love heroin.
Yeah.
I will say
it's good and it makes good music.
For an actual answer, when Avenged plays Unholy Confessions live and they really slow down that ending.
You're really going to punch their TikTok fans in the face, man?
Oh, fuck them, dude. No, hell no. I love
Andrew's
that shit.
There's a lot of
if I have to have
are gonna be hitting, man.
Pantera, mentioning Pantera buzzer,
I gotta have a revenge button.
We gotta this has got to swing both ways.
What's the difference? It's 100%. Yeah. Fair though.
Yeah,
fair.
Probably for me, it's gonna be a fire. But you know what though? There's a lot of other. I'm just being a boomer thrash metal homer right now. Like Holy Wars, I just
Banger.
love hearing
Holy
the
Wars
song.
is a good one.
Like from Slayer, I always loved Chemical Warfare. I always just something about I think just the recording of it was just so raw and gritty,
raw and aggressive.
Yeah,
that is.
And
an
one thing about Rain and
song.
Blood, and I love all that sort of stuff.
If we're going Slayer, I usually hop right into Disciple or Angel
Disciple's
of
a banger.
Death. Either one of those is going to be like my go-to for them.
War Ensemble.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the best technical.
Although, actually, you know what? Angel of Death.
That's a good
you
one,
get
so,
that high scream on there, dude. That's I'm throwing stuff.
The
I'm
first
not
time
acting stupid.
The first time I ever saw Slayer, I was not expecting Tom to hit that note.
He doesn't always do it,
but he did it.
But when he does
the
do
first
it,
time I saw it, he did it. I was so
hits
happy.
like a truck.
Yep.
I was
So the first time I saw Slayer, they didn't do it,
Oh,
and then but
should've
then
got your money back.
Like the next time it was they played at the Palladium,
what the fuck?
and
That's a sweaty room for
and
that show.
and he did it,
Hell yeah!
and even then at that point, I don't mosh a whole lot anymore in my advanced age, but
I've never really done it.
I got in there for the scream hits. I'm like, okay, all right, okay.
Next time we're at a show together,
Out of my way.
You're coming with you.
Oh, Jesus.
You and me, dude.
Well, let me tell you why. So I don't do it often, right? But one band that can always get me to do something in the pit is Real Big Fish, all the time. It's just because it's fun.
wearing the goddamn.
Just because it's fun. I mean, I'm wearing the shirt, right?
Yeah.
Just because it's fun. And
Sure.
we were seeing them at Warped Tour, and it was like me, Tay, and a couple of I don't remember who else was there. And so I'm like, oh, cool. They were doing like their. You're familiar with Real Big Fish, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
They were doing the Suburban Rhythm thing where they do all the different styles.
Yeah.
And they got to the metal one, so there was a circle pit. It was like, cool, let's go. So I did it. I almost blew my knee out.
Sound about right.
My knee hurt so bad for I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's just like I twisted it. I don't know what. It hurt for the rest of the day. I was miserable for the rest of that Warped Tour. And then from that point on, I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm built for this.
Yeah.
I'm not built for this.
Yeah.
And I'm too fat to crowd surf, so.
Me too.
I'm getting there. This happened a couple weeks ago. I went to that emo night Brooklyn thing at Alchemy.
Oh, Jesus.
And didn't read the room very well. Got up on stage, crowd surf, or stage dived rather. And when I tell you, not a fingertip touched me on my way down.
No,
it was a
of course not.
5-foot drop from the air to the hardwood. And I'm still kind of not limping right. Moshing for you guys last weekend was a chore.
They fucking School of Rocked you.
They School of Rock.
School of Rock,
I got
yeah.
School
Jack
of Rock.
Black
Like,
and School of Rock.
when you
Yeah.
see those movies where that happens and the crowd goes, ooh.
It was a legitimate like
movie.
no vacancy moment.
You know
Yeah.
what, though? I think that might have been unintentional karma for you for when we were filming the Providence video and you jumped off the stage and just landed on some girl that was in the front of the
Yeah.
room.
Yeah,
Sure.
just flattened those,
And
the
it's
front
just all
row
you hear-
people.
You don't like the heat. Get out of the kitchen, man.
But Ben, at that emo show, was this all a bunch of just old boomer looking people,
No,
and then like a TikTok crowd afterwards?
here's me where I say I didn't read the room. So when I saw the pictures of the event after the fact on Facebook, they had pictures of the front row, and it's, I don't know, 20-something-year-old girls, 90 pounds soaking wet. Like, that's on me for thinking you're going to catch my fucking ass.
They didn't
so
even
it's on
try.
me. They didn't even. I don't blame them. I wouldn't. If I was them, I wouldn't try to catch me either.
Yeah.
But
Stage diving at a DJ night also a
Wild
hard move.
choice.
Frankly, a hard move.
Going hard though. He went hard for it. You got to give him respect to that.
Hey, man.
Fucking A.
if you're not going hard, get out of the fucking
Yeah.
room, dude.
Hey, man.
Coming
Not
correct
interested.
or not at all,
When
brother.
yellow card comes on, sometimes you just got to kill a motherfucker. You know
Did
what
I
mean?
actually flat? I don't remember that from the Providence.
It's in that we have the clip of it. I don't know if it made the video though. It might have, but there's one scene like you jump off and you landed on somebody.
It's pretty hard to tell that you. I was hoping that it was going to be a little more clear that you jumped off, and that was kind of the other thing we were going to like do a little bit of chit chatting about was that video, because a bunch of it is Ben strapped with a GoPro to kind of do the I don't even know if there's like a name for this type of shot really, but other than kind of like a reverse body cam shot or something. I just call it the get him to the Greek.
Yes. Yeah.
The Jeffrey shot where Jonah Hill gets the adrenaline shot in his chest and he I'm alive, and that's there's a lot of obviously that shot is kind of in a ton of different shit. Great action movie, Upgrade. Highly recommended if you haven't
It's
seen
called
it.
Upgrade.
It's called Upgrade.
Oh, isn't
there's
it?
I haven't seen that.
there's a pretty long fight scene that's shot just like that.
Oh no shit.
Obviously, we kind of did what we could. It's so chaotic that those shots are so chaotic because the body mount was springing around too, which really helped. It's supposed to be crazy.
Yeah.
So it's fine that it did that. It made it a little tough to tell that you did a pretty balls to the wall stage dive.
That was tricky with it being so like shaky in front of me, because at the start when you guys jumped into hard earned, I was going like full 2-fist windmill, and it was like actually starting to kind of hit me in the face. So the rest of the show I kind of have to grip it like this so I can swing like this.
Hell yeah.
So I was kind of like one arm manning it the whole
Well,
set.
some of those shots are
great.
hilarious too.
yeah.
The ones where it's really flinging around. Like we had you run around the block a couple of times and kind of like build this funny little narrative. Have like a in an abstract way a narrative component to this video of wake up,
riff,
rage,
exactly,
barf, pass out,
Yeah.
do it all over again.
And what a great representation of like going to a show in Providence. Like just from the shots of the city, I really liked how you got a lot of close-ups of people like flipping off the camera, having a good time, metal horns to the camera. Like it really makes you feel like you're at a show
the
in
idea
Providence.
was to get that community aspect of it and all. That was the most important thing. I think the vibe being like, particularly the sort of like lookbook for it, it was really a lot of different stuff, but really particularly like the end of Detroit Rock City.
Yeah.
That thing where like this is the fucking best night ever.
We were the least important
this
people in the
haze of sick shit, and to get friends and strangers even, and just all this like just fun, everybody getting together, having a good time. Exactly, we're the least important people in the room. It's just about everybody that's there to enjoy themselves, and we are just fortunate enough to soundtrack your good night.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, I mean, even Carp even said afterwards, because he obviously our vocalist promoted the show, and he was like, made a ton of fucking money, because obviously it's a business at the end of the day, and he even said too, was like,
the bar was happy.
Good for
our crowd drinks, so the bar was happy. That's
I'm
for
sure. I think even Davey, the owner for Alchemy, probably reached us out. Was like, you guys got to come back again and do and stuff like that. So
yeah, it had to be a hometown gig. It had to be all get our friends on get our friends on camera and all
let me head up to fucking Connecticut.
Shot in Chepachet.
Christ.
Down westerly, down Block Island.
It really was to get that
Block
exact like ideal, like this is the perfect night out kind of vibe, and that was what I was I was sweating the turnout, because we found out there were like other really good heavy shows in town the same night, and I only found out about that after it was announced and booked. I'm like, oh fuck, shit, this is gonna be like, this could be rough, and I don't know what to do.
And I think that was a good representation of just how, I'm just speaking for me, strong the scene can be and is around for the area. I think and I've done this before too, we kind of underestimated people of just coming out having a good time.
Providence turned up. It was a lot of fun. We obviously we got some pickup stuff afterwards. For any of you that are wondering, because I did get a few people asking if it was legitimate vomit. No, you fucking weirdos. It's not real vomit.
I don't do that shit for free.
No. We would pay this man for that. No, that was Campbell's condensed soup in a can, brother.
Yeah, cream of mushroom.
He was just taking chicken noodle soup, just taking rips of condensed chicken noodle soup outside my house, and
I hope your neighbors saw that.
I hope they did too. They
use alphabets.
They I just went with what I
just
had.
Spell like IAP. I would have to do a couple takes, but I'm pretty sure I could spit IAP in alphabet soup.
So good
on the camera.
That would have been funny if you did this exact same shot and just had the letters falling, but like didn't address it.
Oh, I wish.
Like he's just vomiting letters. You know what I mean?
I just happen to have a lot of condensed chicken noodle soup in my house, But yeah, I hope they saw it, because my neighbors next door have been very consistent with, where's like, what about the tunes? Like, we haven't like moved the space in here yet. We're like building the studio and everything still. And
they're gonna love you when that's ready.
Oh, how's like how the tune? I haven't heard a lot of tunes. Like, were you guys gonna party some more? Whatever. She's cool. I'm like, you don't know how. We're about to test the limits of how cool you are. Okay, don't
when that thing's done downstairs,
fucking worry just yet.
I can literally see the three. I mean, even Caruso. We will be down there for hours. Just literally, we'll go in when the sun's up, and we come when the sun's down. It's like, oh fuck.
Do you have a name for it?
Yeah, Paranormal Audio.
Fuck yeah.
So that was going to be the thing, because I've got my little multimedia kind of business, and that was going to be the the recording or audio end of it. And I'm fucking super excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
It's gonna be cool, just like having a
workspace that's always rigged up.
It's always that, and it's just like it's ours. You know what I mean? Like we had that when we made Filmed. Obviously, when we were like still recording in your basement, but like this is like a full space that is
with walls and a floor.
We have walls.
Well, it's a legit.
It's a legitimate space. Like we're gonna have like a vocal booth. I think we're still doing. If you're still doing that,
yep.
We're gonna have everything that we need to make records in house.
Walls and a floor,
baby. Walls and a floor,
which is more than what we had to do Filmed.
Yeah, it's true,
and that's for sure. That was area rugs. In a slab basement, brother.
And the biggest thing we'll be able to do drum tracks on our own too, which is huge.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be super convenient and super fun to like just have that space and just know that like it's accessible at any point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that'll be good too. Like obviously with the baby coming and everything, like knowing that we can do that whenever we need to do it.
There's also something to be said about a very homegrown, very DIY, like to its bones DIY project.
Oh yeah,
you can feel that in an album.
And aside from the drums, that's what Filmed was.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. We had to outsource the drums just because we didn't have the spot for it. But
the time,
I mean, everything else was exactly that. It was all DIY. It was just me and him, or him and Zach, or whatever, just sitting in a room trying to figure out these sounds and just like tinkering with amps and pedals and like
doing it as legit as we could, like microphones on real amps kind of stuff in that environment. And we were saying it the whole time is like, if we can do it this good in conditions that are this horrible, and it was unpleasant. Like we were loud enough that for whatever reason they had plastered over all like the masonry and stuff up the walls of the basement and shit. So it was so loud that the fucking plaster was just coming off and like sheets. So there was just fucking so much dust. It was like fucking up the computer. It was so shitty. We were so overrun with crickets. Which was like not necessarily a problem mid-recording, although there were definitely probably some cricket chirps on that record somewhere. If we really if we soloed out shit, there was probably a cricket chirp or two, just by the nature of how overrun Pawtucket is with crickets. I used to have to, when it was recording time, like the day before, I would let the cat down there, and she would just murder her way through like a couple.
Good job, Brooklyn.
As many as like a dozen crickets down there. Huge, meaty fucking crickets too. Like not little guys, big fucking guys. And she's a psycho, so she wasn't even eating them. She was just ripping their fucking legs off and leaving them there. So I'd have to go clean up all their little carcasses.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Before you guys came over.
It's the hardest thing I've ever heard.
Right, in my life.
It's the Queen of Cranston.
Yeah, dude.
Shout out Brooklyn.
Love you,
Shout
honey.
out Brooklyn.
She just walked up.
Yeah, she's. We never get her actually on mic, which is so funny. You can never really hear her. We do more disruption of the podcast talking about the fucking cat than she does.
I mean, to be fair, if we were at my house and Leo showed up, then Leo, it happened every time.
She's screaming bloody murder, but she's just not coming up on the mics.
But we'll be good too about the studio. We did some of this with doing when we were recording film on location, but I think we can experiment. Not to say use the word experiment, but we have a lot more time of testing out tones and sound. I have a sneaky suspicion. I think the three of us, especially once it's all done in there, was gonna be dicking around getting tones and sounds.
I mean, to be honest, I think the beauty of it is we're so dialed in at this point. Like filmed was so tinkery and experimental, and a lot of it was because there was a lot of negative space in the songs to allow for that. This one, I feel like it's going to be so kind of just like dial it, rip, just plug and chug. In a literal sense, we
were saying that earlier.
I'm pretty excited about that. There's like not a lot of room for tinkering.
No,
on these tunes.
And like you said, we're so dialed in now that like we know what to do where, so we're not guessing. Like we were like I wrote that part earlier. We were like, oh, we can just put like a light fuzz on it, like octave fuzz. I was like, yep, cool,
perfect.
Awesome,
yeah,
done,
good, okay. You know
what I mean?
5 seconds of something,
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we don't have to think about it.
Even like just helping the drum stuff. So you're gonna put a little. You put it there already. Okay, we got.
And we were. We were
good.
changing fucking amps and bullshit on like every single song, and I just don't. We're this stuff is so kind of focused. This next batch of tunes that I feel like very little of that is going to happen. I feel like set good sounds, set them, commit to them. That's it.
Yeah.
And I think for someone that's a fan, they'll be listening to, now obviously, if it's sneak peek, so obviously you know what's going on. But I think it'll be good for our fans when they hear the new stuff, whenever it comes out. Don't put a timetable yet. I'm not doing it. We shouldn't do that yet. Don't ever put a timetable. We got nothing yet. But
what songs?
Exactly. But
it's moving right along, and
it's moving along. I think our fans are gonna. It'll be fun. There's stuff you're gonna hear that's gonna be typical, but there's other stuff in there that hell, even just talking to you guys, I'm like, usually I'll listen in afterwards to get my opinion. I'm like, that's
I feel
very
like
interesting.
I feel like this bunch of stuff. It's and I'm hesitant to be like every fucking band is just like it's our heaviest stuff yet, and it usually just means that that's not true.
Big things coming, bro.
But I do think a genuine, in all seriousness, I think it is kind of the gnarliest bunch of tunes. I think it's way leaner and meaner, in general, with a couple of exceptions where there's like a little bit of spread out to it. It's mostly pretty fucking savage, which I'm excited because it was definitely like Violent Club vibe in mind of just like what is gonna make kids fucking punch the fucking shit out of each other.
Yeah, Ben.
I'm gonna drag my knuckles across the floor from here to wherever you play.
Yeah. Like less rock shit, less like flourishes, just more fucking grafting bones onto your arms to make them longer so you can drag them on the floor.
That's the beauty. See, that's what I would love to see, because there's a lot of I feel like a lot of TMF fans are, like a good push pit. I think this record is going to incite some violent pits.
Yeah.
It might, yeah. But we're definitely not.
I'm going to see some contemporaries in there.
We're not in the karate. We're not in the karate school. You know what I mean?
We don't write karate school type of riffs. Not that they get anyone else out there, but
but I can definitely see a couple of like real big two steppies with like very wide kicks.
Yeah, I feel like it tips a touch more towards kind of the hardcore end of things this time around, which is definitely like pretty fun and just doing belligerent ass shit, which is always what it's fucking all about. Kids is about punching.
Punch and destruction.
It's about coming out with shit wrong with you.
Crank.
And that is the bottom line.
You just got to keep swinging. Which, by the way, if I could, I'd just like to apologize to Hill's Tavern for absolutely nothing.
Fuck yeah!
With your low hanging fucking Christmas lights.
So fuck them, dude. We broke that place.
So. Because we were playing, I'm seeing
then
a lot
ripped
of
all
like
the fucking ambient lighting off the ceiling.
No, exactly.
And you saw the light go flying too, right?
Rocked.
Did it go flying?
The stage light
rocked.
It was in front of me, and it's I don't know how it came unhooked. It might have been from like one of the pool toys that kept getting thrown around, but it somehow came unhooked and then just got like sent across the room.
I mean, honestly, what was
Dan.
Who was still left in the crowd? Like 20 people left.
It was like 20, 25 people.
But you know what though? Like
it was a little fucking room,
and we were, dude. It was so hot and so humid. I mean, we were drenched just setting up our gear.
That was a late guy.
Here's a fun little tidbit.
Yep.
If you watch the footage, you notice I don't move from the spot that I was standing too often, which is not like me. You want to know why? Because the air conditioner was on right in my spot.
Oh, of course it was.
Big brain move.
Right up your balls, probably.
Yep. So I purposely didn't move because I had the air conditioner.
When I first saw it, I think Harder I was playing. Someone punched me in the eye. I was like, holy shit. I didn't know who it was. I know it was Ben.
I was like, Ben.
Trevor, my brother Trevor, he was out there.
Dude,
was he the kid in the wine shirt?
Yes, it was. That's my brother.
Yeah. So there's a great picture out there of me winding up in the pit with him like right in front of me. I didn't know that's who that was.
Yeah.
Shout out Trevor. He was washing hard.
That's his brother.
He was going at it, bro.
I met him. He was at your house at a party I was at. Good dude.
He's a fucking champ. He fixed my car.
Good dude.
That you're just about to sell.
That thing is an abomination. It was a horrid car. I hate it.
But that was a nice show because my niece showed up his daughter and she's getting into heavy music and
first
stuff
heavy
like that.
First heavy show.
That was her first heavy show. No, I was shocked they stayed because we didn't play till 11:30 at night.
He said he was going to go too.
I
fully
expected
it.
The fact he showed up, I was like, "Thanks, bro, no problem," and all that. But no, they stayed. I'm like, "You're fucking crazy, man." And no, he was like, "Oh no, she just she wanted to see her Uncle Zach play," and I was like, "Oh my god, like." I wish I could be. I'm so tired and drenched in sweat. I will feel touched.
Kind of makes your heart grow a couple sizes, doesn't it?
No, but it was just it was funny because it just it just reminded me of the old Alchemy with Shirkies back in the day.
Yeah,
upstairs. I think we played a couple of gigs where there was no fucking AC and there's photos of me just completely covered.
They had AC in that building,
dude.
I'm just saying. I
don't think they did.
But
wet arms, dude.
Because there's the way we played fucking frantic that night.
Yeah.
There is. So we could tell we were a little pissed off. Not against the venue or anything like that, but we were very like the last one. Yeah.
We played so fucking fast.
Holy shit!
I remember what song it was that we were playing, and I just sat there.
Did
and
you
I'm
notice?
Like, why is this so fast?
No,
well,
okay.
I'm also like, I'm half watching you guys, half like bouncing off of everybody and everything.
Usual murder.
Yeah. So I see you guys. Mostly, I'm just like making eye contact with Carp. Like, give me the mic. I want to sing this song. Give me the
You have a
mic.
cute little moment with him every show now. It's so funny.
You could make like a nice. You said this once. Like, you can make a nice little coffee table book of all the pictures of us just like staring longingly into each
Fucking
other's
tender
eyes.
moments.
I think it might have been Hostage that like we played the riff. And I was like, "What the fuck? This is hard." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Why am I struggling to play this right now?" It's like, "God damn, that was tough."
Yeah, it just reminded
In
me.
and out though.
It just reminded me of our older, our older shows. We were only given 20 minutes. I mean, we could have played all night, but we were.
And the songs were longer too, so we really had to like plan fast to.
We read the room
to get in under par. You know?
We read the room. Was like we're getting in and out, and I think we gave everyone their. Whoever still stayed after. So thank you everyone that stayed afterwards.
You guys got a crispy 19 minutes, brother.
Yeah,
The real one stayed.
Yeah,
I don't even know if it was that long, to be honest.
I don't know. If
Probably
it was
not.
No,
I'm thinking we clocked in at like 16, 17.
Yeah.
You know.
What's the kindest thing you can do when you go on after 11 o'clock? And bands, if you're a band guy, you're hearing this, you listen to this, I need you to listen to me very carefully. It's really important. If you go on after 11 o'clock, first of all, don't.
Rule number
Because
one.
nobody fucking wants that. Anyone over 30 in the crowd hates your fucking guts. And I'm speaking on my own behalf here because we just went on at fucking like 11:30 the other night.
Fuck.
And the kindest thing that you can do as a band that's going on after 11, where people should have already gotten home, is play short as fuck. Get in, get out.
Yep.
Get in, get out.
Yeah.
And I'm all for
It's the least you can do.
I'm all for it to try to extend it. Now, for that one, I was like, I think we were all in agreement. Get in, get out. Get them what they want. Get the fuck out, dog.
Hell yeah, brother. And we play fast anyway, too. So it's whatever we punch in at, you can usually reasonably clock a couple minutes right off of that, too.
Yeah.
Now, being as this is we're fans of music as much as anything else here. You know, we always kind of usually do this, and Ben, of course, you're in on this one. What have we been listening to, boys? Anything fun?
So I just listened to Kerry King's new solo album.
What do you think of it?
So, I mean, okay, I'm not going to go.
That says enough.
No, I'm not going to get to a huge tangent. Long story short, it is what you expect. It's Kerry King from Slayer. What you're going to hear is Lana Slayer. The bass is audible. That was really nice to hear. That's as a bass player, I was like, oh, I can actually have the bass actually doing some stuff underneath and stuff like that. I actually just read an article that Kerry King recorded most of the bass for the studio records since the 90s.
Yep.
So and I was like, that explains a lot too. But and then the vocalist, you would know.
The guy from Death Angel.
I know. I just forgot his name. He's from Death Angel. I like his delivery. I was like, okay, that sounds pretty good.
I mean, he's doing a Tom Araya impression.
Pretty much, yeah. Just in his own way. And I was like, other than that,
it's Diet. Okay. It's Diet Slayer.
Might as well just do fucking Slayer.
I'll take my regular Slayer, please.
I'll take that. So
given your shirt, I believe it.
Yeah, that's.
I've been checking out some of the stuff you just sent me.
Midnight and Wraith, some Black and Thrash.
You know what's funny about that? It reminds me of Venom, just old Venom, like just kind of
definitely.
like the thrash. It just sounds like Kill 'Em All riffs with just black metal vocals.
Yeah,
it was kind of I listened to this morning. I was like, holy shit, this is kind of fucking.
I knew you'd be. So the reason I sent that to you was because they're playing at the Middle East downstairs where we saw Violence. Both of those bands. And I realized that it's on Metallica's first night, so obviously that's not going to happen.
Yep.
But
that sucks.
I knew you would like them.
Yep.
For me, just been listening to some new hardcore stuff that's come out. So Contention, Artillery from Heaven has been really good. This album's been out for a couple months now. It came out at the end of last year. But Haywire, if you've never checked out Haywire is fucking taken over.
Haywire's cool. Shout out Garrett.
Real fucking good. I've been listening to World of Pleasure. Damage Control out of Philly has put out some really good stuff lately. So yeah, just like a lot of like Northeast hardcore. Been re-going through all the Terror albums because Terror is the best hardcore band of all time. So yeah, that's kind of been my rotation as of late.
I've been watching or listening to this this Nine Inch Nails retrospective podcast where they're going through all the records and showing isolated tracks and kind of like talking about each of the songs in depth. Also, some people with a loud ass cat, so of course I can relate. But so I've been kind of like listening along with the records as it's. So I'm on. It's obviously it's like a double album, so it's like a fucking 10-part. Just bunch of episodes just on this one record. But I'm going back on the Fragile, which is a fucking gigantic record. If you haven't heard it, it's not my favorite one. Although I'm finding I always have loved it, but it's just a little lower on the list for me than a lot of those records. But in going back through all of these tracks in such depth with isolated stuff and all this, like, first of all, I'm realizing how much of the stuff that I'm interested in putting on songs, as far as like piling on little bits of shit, is coming from those types of sounds and that school of thought, as far as like, wall of sound type production and all that shit. But even just songs that I wasn't nuts about before, I'm finding are a lot cooler than I was giving them credit for. Both in their, in how much shit is really going on, but also sometimes in their like relative simplicity, where there's stuff where the whole guitar part is just one chord and it's fucking huge, but the other stuff kind of shifts around it, so you don't necessarily realize that that's all it is. Or just kind of innovative use of technology, the combination of old weird acoustic instruments and shit from pawn shops with digital shit and technology and early plugins like the Apple like wave shaping distortion, which is like a horrible sounding thing on its own, but is just like all over this record. And it's like, when it's supposed to sound fucking busted, you couldn't imagine a better thing. So this type of stuff, embracing primitive technology like that, which was like pretty cutting edge for the time, but it's sort of dated, it's sort of not, it's kind of timeless in its own way, but it's also very like, this is 1998 or whatever year that was, 99 maybe. Interesting stuff. Anyway, if you're into production, the podcast is called Nailed. Not that I'm normally in the habit of shouting out a lot of other podcasts on our podcast. You should be listening to our fucking podcast.
Listen to our shit.
But it's called Nailed. It's called Nailed, and it's cool. And you should listen to that podcast. It's pretty interesting especially if you're interested in production stuff. If you give a fuck about how records get made and how sounds happen, it's very interesting stuff. Anyway. Andrew.
So it's funny that you picked the podcast, because that's kind of what I've been on too.
Backstreet Boys.
I've been always. But I always listen to it and then forget. It's called Fourscore, which it's a Disney podcast where they interview like Danny Elfman and Alan Menken and Lin-Manuel Miranda and like all these like Disney composers,
Danny
like John
Elfman,
Williams
man,
on
what
there.
a fucking freak.
That's actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's also
Okay,
like
yeah.
My boy Danny Elfman.
I love Danny Elfman, dude. He's a fucking kook, and it's listening to him talk is insane. But like the one that I specifically listened to was about the Nightmare Before Christmas. Create how they created all that and how he wrote the songs and how him and Tim Burton like did everything, and it was really interesting to listen to. And then I was actually listening to one on the new Little Mermaid movie because Alan Menken worked on that one again. So I like to hear how because he did the original in
the same guy?
Yeah, he did the original in '89 with Howard Ashman. So I like to hear how he feels about kind of revisiting it and changing the songs and how he does it. So I was listening to that one, but
A bunch of worse singers, probably.
I don't know. She,
If I had to guess,
Halle Bailey did pretty good.
I'm sure she was
I will
fine,
say.
but
She did pretty good. I would not say it's as good as the fuck is her name?
I don't fucking
Jodie
know.
Benson.
I believe you.
Take your word for it.
But she didn't do
I
bad.
will not Google that.
She didn't do bad. No, you don't have to because I know I'm right.
Okay.
I just musically, the only thing new that I've been listening to, and I can't believe this thing. I'm even saying this sentence right now. So, Ice Nine Kills released a cover of "Walking on Sunshine."
I saw that
with Real Big Fish.
Oh, my wife showed me that
with Real Big Fish, and it's not bad. It's
That's
not,
a ringing endorsement.
It is not.
It's not bad.
It's because
What's that like? That
our
always
bar
that
now?
always that
No,
always
it's-
sunny thing of just
well-
like, oh yeah, I licked your asshole a little bit. It was all right. It was fine. It wasn't great. It was fine.
Well, no, the reason why I say like that, I liked it, but the reason why I say it like that is because it is a very weird combination. Where
Yeah.
like,
How about everybody stop being weird with their covers and their like just make
Yeah.
your own shit. I'm so tired of these weird, funny covers.
Yeah.
I'm all set with them.
I guess there's a purpose for it. I
We've
guess there's
lived
some-
through an era of ironic covers already. We're of the age where late 2000s ironic like pop covers were played out already.
Shout out Punko's Pop.
Like
Oh, I
the
fucking-
Fallout Boy.
Exactly. Great way to find
Uh,
out what current bands are not punk.
Honestly,
For real.
yeah, legit.
All of those records, like, okay, who's not punk?
yeah.
the-
Yeah, they are.
The Fallout Boy. We didn't start the fire. Like part 2.
Oh, that
Get fucked.
I would rather commit suicide by cop than ever hear
Absolutely.
Okay, here's the thing. So
a note of that ever again.
So I actually liked it. I liked the idea of it, and I actually think that they did a pretty good job considering like
Pretty good
everything
job
that
making
they
me want to
mentioned.
fucking play in traffic.
But it got overplayed at work, so I got annoyed with it really fast. But I when it initially dropped, I was like, all right, this is a cool idea. Like they actually like took the time to like make it accurate. So I was like, all right, that's kind of cool. And I mean, they mentioned Pokemon in it, so that's fun.
Nothing beats the combination of Metallica and what's his name from
Lou Reed.
Blue Reed.
No, fuck him. I'm glad he's dead.
I am the
Fuck
table.
him. I'm glad he's dead.
That's the only thing
He-
that came out of
That
that.
motherfucker died with a bad release being the last thing he did, and you know what? Fuck him.
It was all bad. Fuck Lou Reed.
Well, that's true. It was all
Yeah,
bad.
no, I can't defend that one.
I don't
I'll
think.
defend Singer. I can't defend that.
I
really
don't-
can't. I am the table. That's all I got.
I don't thank
That's
God
it.
for people dying too often, but Lou Reed's one of them.
Yeah.
But thank God he took
The,
that.
It was on
fucker.
your Deadpool.
I don't
Yeah,
wish
thank
death
God
on a
he
lot
took
of
that
people,
fucker. I
but I
would've-
take some pride in reading obituaries every once in a while.
Yeah, and he
So it's gonna make
I saw
yourself
that the
feel
list that
better
he
about
died, and I
yourself.
was like, oh, good, he didn't take Metallica with him. Very good. I'm glad that Metallica somehow survived that because that was bad. You know, Sean used to tell me all the time, he's like, dude, let's just get in the car and drive and just power listen to Lulu. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm not
Why?
doing this.
I mean, we're
I'm
gonna
not doing
well,
this.
I mean, we're gonna power watch Cats.
Yeah, we
I
are.
would
At
rather
your house.
watch
That's
Cats.
that's not that is a rare case of not. It should have been Lars.
That is a rare cat. That is a rare case of not.
I-
It should have been
listen,
Lars. That's true.
I would
For
rather
once, I'm
watch
glad
Cats.
it wasn't Lars.
Lars is right.
He was
Lars
right.
is
He was
right.
right about fucking everything. That is
Broken. I'm about to say a broken clock maybe twice a day,
Yeah.
but Lars is always
I'm
right.
pretty sure we've talked about this on the podcast before, so it bears a little bit of repeating. So I'm not gonna. But Lars was fucking right about everything. It's true.
Fuck.
Lars was right about everything except time signatures.
It worked out for him.
Did it?
Worked out.
He was right about all the Napster shit. He was
really
right.
was.
It's just unfortunate,
Yeah,
but it's
he
sad.
was.
Yeah, he was.
It's sad, but
I think
true,
he
kids.
should have. I think they should have replaced him as the drummer and just kept him as a manager. I think they would have been better off.
I was
Yes.
gonna say. So at the show, are you
I
gonna be
I
like
heard
one of
Charlie
those?
Benante's available for covers.
Nick, at the Metallica show, are you gonna be one of those guys that's gonna be cross-armed just watching Lars the whole time?
No, that's me.
Fuck us.
Oh, we're just
No,
gonna get a
no,
big like.
no.
We're gonna get a big "I'm sorry, Lars" chant.
Yeah,
Everyone's gonna apologize
You
to
were
Lars.
right. You were right. It's. I mean, yes.
Play the songs
What
right. Play the
what it'll
songs
be
right.
for me is I'm gonna just chill out and have a nice time because again, as I stressed to you
Fair
before,
enough.
that is my post Pantera after dinner mint. I've seen Metallica.
Your post-nut clarity.
I've seen
That's what it is.
I've seen
Yeah.
Metallica all access. I've had my fun. As much as I like Metallica, it's like a lot. An hour of them is like kind of a lot sometimes.
You're a lot
I'm
sometimes.
not as much of a thrash guy as you, so
Fair
it
enough, yeah.
starts to like. I get a little check in my watch after a while, just like, okay, how much more of this? As
I
good
think,
as
I
it
think
is.
at the table you're alone on that.
I know that I am.
yeah.
And
I
we
mean,
could
we're
kinda
gonna go
single
see.
that out.
I know-
I mean, we're gonna go see Megadeth in
Yeah.
October,
Yes, we are.
right?
Although we
So-
should go. Speaking of thrash, we should go see Exhorder with I Hate God.
I just saw that.
Ooh.
So yeah, so you know it's funny because we saw them live with Violence, and
They're good as hell.
They are good as hell. I thought that Violence was better, and I thought who was before them?
Oh, Violence is better.
oh, what was that band?
What
Shit,
the
we
hell
have
were they called? They were good.
They were old school. Old. That was
Old school
thrash.
thrash. Oh, what the hell is that
thrash.
band?
No L involved.
Dude,
all
gotta do-
all I know is I just
Shit.
want to see I just want to see I Hate God again.
That'd be cool to see.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever listened to a note of that band's music.
Oh,
I know
you
they
would
exist.
hate it.
You would not
Oh,
like it.
yeah,
You
it's
would not.
You would hate it.
That's
It's
fair.
heroin.
good.
It's heroin music. You wouldn't
Oh,
like it.
my God.
Yeah, not for you, man.
No,
They're like similar to Crowbar. You saw Crowbar with us at
Picture Crowbar.
I've never seen Crowbar.
If Crowbar is getting fatter music, I Hate God is
Already fat music.
Getting-
no, that's the reverse.
getting skinnier from
it's like
heroin addiction.
the final
Yeah.
days of Lane Staley.
Oh my God.
It's
That's heroin music.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
bleak, unpleasant music.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that is.
You're not coming out of that with a good feeling.
No,
I'm
bad
not going.
vibes.
I'm not hearing
Bad,
about that with a
awful
good feeling.
vibes.
And
Bad
the, And the
vibes.
corrosion conformity is like
Somewhere in the middle.
somewhere in the middle. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about
Corrosion,
it.
Just like
I don't
they,
mind.
they like,
I don't mind Corrosion.
if those guys were into Skinnerd.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. There's in the Skinner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love COC, man. I
Yeah.
love them.
It'll be fun.
It's been a while. I haven't seen them.
Well, they're
I-
doing that. What Down's been.
I
doing
think the
some
only
stuff,
time
too.
that I've seen COC was that brief window of time that Pepper wasn't in the band.
Oh wow, that'd been what
A few years ago.
Yeah,
When the self-title came out, maybe
the
like
early
2018?
Yeah. Oh
No.
No, was that recent?
14.
Oh, okay, about 10 years.
14.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
there was like a few years
yeah,
where
'cause Pepper's too
Pepper
busy
stepped
with
away.
Down and yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even Kirk from Crowbar stepped away from Down.
Well,
but he came back.
He's
so.
he's just mainly kind of like he had a little bit of a time away. There was just like they did maybe an EP without him.
Yeah.
Where it was just like the guitar tech played
But that'd be cool to
like
see
filled in
Down.
for him, but he's good.
Yeah.
He can do the shit.
Especially-
so.
I'd like to see Down. That could be
Oh,
just
Down
play
is-
Nola. Just
Down
play.
is-
There's Nola. I'll be done. Just
um,
play the net record Nola. I'm all set.
Unfuckwithably
Yeah.
incredible. That was so.
Don't forget,
fucking
we're
good.
we're Oda show with Down.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget that.
Yeah.
We are Oda show with them.
Or was it Phil and the Illegals?
That was Phil and the
Oh,
Eagles.
it was
That
Phil and the
Phil
Eagles.
I think-
You're right.
Yeah.
That's a little more likely to be honest.
The Mighty
Yeah.
Full- Thank you, Zach. Thank you.
I think it was Phil and the Illegals.
I think
we
you-
had
no, I
that
think you're right.
conversation about
I think it was Phil and the Illegals.
because
All
they'll
I know is
actually
we're
play a club the size of the venues that we play. So
all I know is we're Oda show with Uncle Phil whenever he's ready.
yes.
And whenever Justin remembers that he made us that promise.
Well, that would it would require him to come around again.
yeah, that's what I'm
you
saying.
know.
So whenever he's ready, he can put Pantera aside for a couple minutes after August.
All right, kids. Well, we're kind of hitting the bricks here a little bit.
There's
So-
just what they want to say. Ben, thank you so much for doing our video.
We love
Being
you.
Our super
We love
fan,
you.
and
Yeah.
I love
what-
you
I appreciate you guys.
of all
I would,
levels, probably.
I would do anything. You guys are friends before a band to me. So whatever you guys.
as we've said it before, is every if you're in a band,
Get yourself a Ben.
yeah, if you're in a band, you're lucky if you get one Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
You
If this
know?
if this
Yeah.
you
band
guys are
dies
just trying to
tomorrow,
make me tear up on camera.
No, it's true.
Hey, listen,
It's
join
true,
the cult
man.
or we'll fucking kill you.
Hey,
There you go.
He said it.
I like
there
this man
I
already.
I
Good.
didn't say it.
Good.
Listen, all I'm saying is if this band were to die tomorrow, we could say that we had a Ben and we had a couple of tattoos put on by people. So
Yeah.
Ben being one of them.
But we're not. We're going to release another record. That's
Yeah, we're
the
gonna
big
release
deal.
another
We're
record.
doing another
I'm just
record.
saying.
Yes.
I've been in a lot of bands and I've never had a Ben until this
Yeah.
one. So not that he's not a one of a kind fellow, but you know how it
Happy
goes.
to do it.
Yeah.
Happy to serve.
Yeah.
Happy to serve knuckle sandwiches on a nightly basis. For
Hell
you guys.
yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell fucking yeah, brother.
We're gonna
Anyway,
have to work on a schedule for you if we ever go on tour because I don't know if we can do that without you.
I'll do it.
We might just happen to need a merch guy.
We'll pay him
can
in
kill people while we're
We'll pay him.
while
We'll
we're
pay him
playing.
in Foster's and I don't know.
Yeah,
So-
dude, you can pay me in anything that has an ABV.
Okay, I like this
Cool.
guy already. Perfect.
Cool. That's
Easy.
cheaper.
all right,
I hope you
kids.
don't ever look up people's actual salaries for that stuff.
No.
No. Next episode.
Someone's getting paid?
yeah.
Fuck. All right, kids. Listen, that was that. And next week will be next week, and we'll see you in hell.